I gotta get prepared. You can smoke.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Kel.
Hey,
Hey,
Amber.
Jules and Amber and Anne-Marie. Welcome, Betsy, to Family Ties.
If I don't know if you can see, but on StreamYard it usually says private chat or comments. If you click on comments, you can see the comments.
Okay.
Just so, because some people say they can't see the comments. So
I try to post them up, though. So, anyway,
hey,
how are you doing, Betsy? You just told us some exciting news. You just did what?
I just I just went and bought a new car for me.
Yeah.
My business. So I'm really excited. I know there's quite a few people in here tonight that see me live on Instagram today, and I had a complete meltdown. So that has been really exciting.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I'll have meltdowns once in a while. Hey, Dark. Hey, Christy. Hey, Angela.
Hello, Angela.
Come in.
Hello, Christy, Dark. Anyone I missed, I'm just going to try to post comments. Hey, Nico. Hey, Sally. Hey, Miss Kelly girl. Hey, hey.
Callie girl came up on my live the other night just to mess with me when we were trying to practice games.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, Robin. So, Betsy, tell us, you grew up Amish, correct?
Yes, I did.
100%.
Dover.
I'm sorry? Right?
You grew up like 30 minutes from me in Dover because I live in Delaware.
Yep.
Will you start us from the beginning, kind of?
I don't know. It's so many. There's so many things. So I was actually not born Amish. I was adopted into the Amish when I was between 1 and 2 years old, and I was raised Amish, and yeah, very different lifestyle than what I'm living now.
Right. So was it like the like what we think, or like the stereotype of Amish? No electricity, no.
Like, were you straight Amish or were you Mennonite?
Amish. We didn't have electricity. We didn't have the phone, and the freezer we had was at the neighbors, like where they had electric. So if we wanted ice cream or anything like that, we had to go to the end of the driveway and down the street a little bit.
Wow.
So it was very different. And the phone.
So what age did you find out you were adopted at? Like, did you know from the beginning? I know a little bit about the Amish because I used to drive through Amish country constantly, and I used to make friends with everybody in there. So,
I think I was first or second grade when I found out I was adopted. I did not find out by the family that adopted me. I actually found out in school, which was very, very traumatizing because they bullied me for it, and it was not very nice. So, yeah.
Did you go to a traditional type of school?
Parochial school.
Oh, okay. So most of them were Amish.
All of the ones in my school were Amish.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know what, Betsy? My husband didn't know his dad wasn't his real dad till he was 16, and somebody, like one person in his family, like actually told him. So I understand where you're coming. Yeah, it like kind of just came out by accident.
Yeah.
But
I know my biological father.
Do you ever speak with him?
Have you ever met your biological? I mean, you don't have to answer that, but do you know who they are?
I have actually. My biological father. This is a crazy story. So, my biological father and the Amish family who raised me, the dad that raised me, they were neighbors and they were best friends growing up. So that's how the Amish family got into like babysitting me, and how they ended up adopting me was because they knew the Amish family could not have children, and they were friends with them for a very long time.
Oh, okay. Yep. And so did you have siblings?
I have the sister that I grew up with. We have the same mom and dad. And then I have Let me see.
So wait, your sister's adopted too then?
Yes, she was
Like
adopted.
from the same parents, the biological parents that you have.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
And then my dad had 2 other children with another woman. And then my mom had another son with someone else. So I have that.
They weren't all raised by your Amish parents, just you and
Just
the
me
other
and my
your
sister.
sister.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do
Yep.
you talk to your other siblings?
I did there for a while, but not really. I don't really talk to my birth father either. It's just, I don't know. He's an alcoholic. I don't really. I mean, it's not really. I was raised different.
Right.
I mean, I don't really judge him. It's just I don't want to be around that.
Yeah. Yeah. Just someone was asking what season you were in, so Cooch was answering for you.
Okay. Yeah. I was on Breaking Amish Los Angeles, so I just call it Breaking Amish LA.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So,
yeah.
tell me, what were some of the struggles growing up Amish?
Well, I didn't really know what it was to go to a grocery store. So going to the grocery store and seeing everybody else and they were different. They were allowed to have things that you wanted. We didn't really get to go anywhere with a vehicle, and that was always so fascinating. So
So you always did horse and buggy, right?
normally
Wow.
we went grocery shopping with the horse and buggy, and we went to cousins and family and whatever with the horse and buggy. It was a very, very rare occasion to get in a car and go somewhere.
Right. Right. And did you guys
Okay,
like,
I'm sorry, but my dumbass just like made an entire mess on my carpet. So I'm listening to you, but just ignore me if you see me go out. Like I swear, I just knocked my tray. I'm an asshole. Anyway,
Thank you, Brenna.
so
Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, like, did you have to wear like the stereotypical like Amish gear, like clothing and whatnot?
Yep.
Really?
Like the head covering, and then we had to wear a dress and an apron. So that was through the weekend, and like through for Sunday for like church, we would wear like a almost like a, I don't know what you call it, cape kind of type thing.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Apron. And so yeah, on Sundays you had to wear that, and it was white normally. Like you
Wow.
would wear a colored dress and then white cape and apron. So yeah.
So did you ever have to like, I mean, this fascinates me because it's completely different than like how I grew up, obviously. So like a lot of the questions I ask, it's because I'm ignorant. So, and
yeah, we don't know. It's not to be like, please.
did you have to do like a lot of work around the home, like chores and stuff like that? Like, what was your typical day like?
So I think it was I was probably around 6 years old. I remember I start first grade. My mornings would consist of getting up and usually eating breakfast and then helping with the dishes and packing your lunch bucket and getting out the door for school. But when we got home, we had to unpack lunch buckets, clean them out, put the stuff away that we didn't eat. And then that's when I started having to help cook dinner. And by the time I was in second grade, at 7 years old, I was making full meals by myself.
Wow.
So yeah.
And how many kids were in your family? Like, how many people were you cooking for at 7, 8?
4.
4 people. Wow.
It's me and my sister and mom and dad.
Wow.
So you guys start like now. I know you said you didn't have any brothers in your family, but like the boys in the Amish, they're pretty much like doing the farming and stuff like that. And the women are doing the cooking. Is that?
Yeah, but
correct?
I was the type. I was a tomboy. I would rather be out in the barn with dad and
Yeah.
whatever than being in the house with mom. So my sister was the one that she loved to clean. So I would cook and do laundry and then go help dad in the barn or out in the hayfield or whatever. And my sister would do all the cleaning.
So I have a question in the chat. Did the women in your house wait on the men and the men ate first?
We all sat down together.
Oh, okay.
Dad usually started with, he served himself first, and then whoever, it didn't matter, was it mom or me and my sister.
Hey, John.
Awesome.
Okay. So like what things stand out to you the most about your childhood? Good or bad?
Probably the thing I remember most and loved the most was how mom's brothers and sisters, there was 13 in her family, and when they all got together for Christmas.
Wait, there were 13 what? Like, what do you mean 13?
There were 13 in that family, like 13 children in my mom's family.
So like your mom had 13 brothers and sisters?
Yes.
Okay.
So when they all got together, it was, I don't know, that just, I wish it was still like that. We always had so much fun. There was so many kids. There was never time to just sit down and not have fun. You were always doing something.
Right.
So I really do miss that. But there was also things when I felt like we got together, some parents didn't really supervise their kids, and things happened that never should have.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with a big family like that, you can expect it. But
okay.
So
sorry.
I'm sorry, Lisa. I just wanted to get the question in the chat real quick. Would y'all ever eat without one being there?
Yes, if one of us was sick or whatever, or if one of us wasn't home, we would just sit down and eat as 3 or eat as 2.
Oh, okay. So what did you do for fun as an Amish community?
Okay, so what I did for fun at a very young age, up until I was out of school, I loved to be outside. So I would have a glove and a ball, and I would pitch it against the house.
I need your help. I dumped something and I'm on a live. Can you help me, please?
Sorry, I'll mute you, Lisa. Go ahead, Betsy. I'm sorry.
So yeah, jump roping, playing out in the woods with the leaves. We make houses. Like that is the funnest thing, and the funnest memories is being out in the woods playing with leaves. And I had this little pocket knife, and I would carve trees and little sticks. And I don't know, that right there, you just don't see kids doing that nowadays.
Oh, they don't. They're always on an electronic.
Yep.
And Lisa, you can still.
I thought I muted myself, but I got a question.
Go ahead.
This might be a rough question though, because I don't want to offend you in any way, but like there's a lot of movies and stuff that came out. Like I'm a Lifetime movie girl, and I'll never forget. I watched this movie about an Amish girl, and it was supposed to be a true story. And she was like molested and had this baby, and the elders in the church. Now, I can vouch for this. My husband is his parents are very hardcore Jehovah's Witnesses, so I can understand some of it. But was there a lot of that? Is that just kind of like movie theater? I mean, and like I said, if you don't want to answer it, you don't have to answer it. But was that stuff going on, or were like people having like secret babies? Is that just like theater stuff?
That is something that I figured would come up tonight, and I have prepared myself for that.
You don't have to, honey, if you don't want to.
It's totally fine. Like I really want to. Like I'm okay with it. But that stuff does really happen. I've seen it here. I've seen it here in Ohio. But I myself, as a child, I think I was about 4 years old when it started, and it was by cousins, people who I trusted, and by the time I was 12, it went from molesting me to now raping me. So this happens a lot. It happens a lot, and the guys that did it to me had to make it right with the church, but then it was swept underneath the rug and the law was never.
So they made it right and got forgiven, but you were not.
Yeah. So I
I'm
never.
sorry, I did not know what happened to you. I apologize. I was just
No,
asking
it's totally fine.
it hurts anyway.
I've gotten healing from that, and it's something I can talk about now.
I'm sorry.
Many
That
years.
hits very, very close to home for me, and I feel your pain 100%.
It happens a lot in like a lot of cultures now, but unfortunately, years ago, it almost seemed to be common years ago, which like, 30, 40 years ago, when we talked to like, our grandparents or ancestors, it was almost like I don't want to say an accepted thing, but it was like almost common. Like it was like, oh yeah, that just happened, and
Yeah.
that's a terrible thing. But now you do see a lot of movies with stuff, and like these babies are born, and I'll never forget that one movie that I saw. That was a true story about that Amish girl that had a baby, and it survived, but she like had hid it and gave it to somebody, and it was like.
I actually know a kid. He's adopted, and I've known him since I was probably 12 years old. His parents are brother and sister, and he was adopted out, and I got to know him. He's totally fine. I mean, he's a little bit slow, but he's totally fine, and that happens so much in the Amish community. And
is there a lot of that, like cousins and yeah?
Yes,
So, how did they help you deal with that? Was it just primarily through the church, or like
they don't? I don't think, right? They don't even help you.
The only thing they did was they made them go in front of the church and confess their sins, and then it just went away. And they never helped me. They never got me help, never got me counseling, never got me anything like that. And when I actually came forward, I'm trying to think, I think I was like 16 or 17, I finally said something, and my mom was like, how did she say it? She was like, that was your own fault. You knew what that was. And mind you, my mom never, ever, ever talked to me about anything. Like,
right.
I said nothing. I did not know anything. So I was like, how could I like know better if you guys never told me about that? Like, so yeah, that's something that Amish people.
Say a lot of people think it's just the norm because you don't know, you're not taught, so you're just going what your family is showing you. I'm sorry, seriously.
Thank you, Vanessa. This is another somewhat dark question. You don't have to answer. Is incest acceptable in the community?
I don't think it is necessarily acceptable, but if it happens, just like the other, they deal with it in the Amish church, and that's it. They don't. There's hardly ever a law involved.
That's terrible. I mean, I'm not Amish, but having suffered the same type of situation, and it wasn't very well received from my parents either. So, and it's just I can't stop crying. So I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. So
someone said they called you demonic and wanted to disown you from the Breaking Amish story. Is that true?
Yeah, if any of you who have watched the show, they tried to make me look like I was some crazy person. They made it look like I was doing witchcraft, and that is so far from me. I went through some really, really dark times in my life, but I have never been in witchcraft. I am, if anything, I'm all about light and love. Like, so probably Wiccan if I am, or If I'm anything, I'm not. But yeah, they tried to kick me out because of it's bad.
How can they kick
Now,
you
when
out
your
though? Like,
son, sorry.
I'm sorry, Lisa. Just like I just
No,
don't understand. How do they kick you out?
You
They
mean
like
from
shun you. That's what my question kind of was. Like it was gonna it was gonna blend with yours. Once they shun you, that means like your entire family, everything, correct?
yeah. So like if the Amish basically the church is the judge and the jury, like they decide what's going to happen. Sometimes if somebody's like really bad, like my cousin ended up going to like a one of them, only one of them ended up having to go to like a home for a while, and they kept him for a while, put him on medication and all this. But what I can say about that cousin now is he's had his own things come up in his life since that haven't been too nice, and I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't feel this way, but I'm just like, maybe that's karma's way of dealing with
Right.
his
Right.
things. So yeah, the church is the whole. It's like going to court.
Yeah.
They're like the judge, the jury, everything. And unfortunately, I know it's a lot of against, women and children. You guys are kind of like the inferior. If I've understood it right, you're kind of like the inferior, and when that kind of abuse happens, it's unfortunate. They kind of brush it under the rug. The men are forgiven, and here you are to deal with all the heartbreak. But
yeah,
okay.
just, if they make it right, then they can't. Then you should be able to forgive and forget about it. I don't believe in forgive and forget.
No,
I don't either. I can forgive, but I definitely don't ever forget.
Never
I've
ever forget.
That's my problem.
No.
I don't think I've ever been able to forgive it what I went through. But
I had to forgive for myself,
Mhm.
but it never goes away.
No.
And I'm sure you can relate, Betsy.
Yes, I have forgiven. It's really crazy because when I was living here in Ohio, and that cousin, the main one, actually moved to Ohio because he was dating a girl from out here. And one day I get this random text and it said, "Hey, how are you?" And I'm like, "The heck, who is this?" And
Kills.
he goes, "This is your cousin so and so. I just moved to Ohio and I just about lost my marbles." I'm like, "Why are you in Ohio? Are you stalking me? Are you trying to get close to me? What is going on here?"
Right.
So I ended up seeing him a few times, not really on purpose, but just happened to be at the same
In the
place.
community, right?
Yes. So I ended up it just gradually happened to where I'm okay with being around him. I know God or higher power, whatever, they're going to take care of him.
Right.
It's for me to sit here and judge him and hate him and whatever. So yeah.
Do you think maybe he doesn't know any better either? Or do you think he knows better?
He knows better. He just had a really, really bad addiction, and he couldn't control himself at all. Like it didn't matter what it was, he could not control himself.
So someone else asked in the chat, did you go through Rumspringa when you were young? And explain what that is.
What age does that start? And does everyone go through it?
Okay, so where I grew up, Rumspringa was not what it is here in Ohio. I got to go to church on Sunday and then stay where church was, and we would play volleyball or softball, whatever. And then we would have like a German singing, like where we get together and we'd all sit down at a table or just on benches and we would sing German hymns. Now here in Ohio, and that started when I was 16 and a half. Here in Ohio, I think when you turn 16, that means every weekend we're going out, we're drinking, we're partying, we're doing whatever, we're going shopping, out
Do you
eating.
guys have those secret parties in the field like they show on TV?
Actually, there was a group where I lived that they would buy cases of beer and sit out by the buggies at night and get drunk before.
I always wondered if that's like real or not. I mean,
Yeah. It's real. But and then the Amish people in Delaware started calling the cops on the kids that were drinking because music was loud and they didn't like it. So that was their. So
the Amish didn't deal with the police.
They don't, but they did with the young folks because they knew if they called the cops, they would all like go home, and it was a control thing. It really was a control thing.
So, how old were you when you decided to leave the community?
Okay, so I left when I was 18, but I think I was 4 or 5. I wasn't in school yet. Me and my mom had a really, really rough life. We could never agree. We could never get along. So I think I was 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old. I told her one day, I think the exact words were, I hate you. And as soon as I'm 18, I'm getting out of here. Because we were having an argument. So I was very, very, very young when I knew I was not supposed to be Amish, and that's not the life I want to live.
Right. Have you ever been able to get therapy since you left the community?
Yes, I have. I was 18 when I went for the first time, and it was like a kind of like a Mennonite. I don't know what you want to call it. It was called Unshackled in Apple Creek, Ohio.
Okay.
I was there for, trying to think. I was 20 though by that time. And
what age were you when you were on the show, Betsy? So you did it after the show or prior to the show you got therapy?
I got therapy a little bit before the show, which wasn't long because I was getting married and I rushed it and I got out of there way before I should have. So, and then I got married and then I went on the show, and this past year I had to go to counseling because of the divorce, and my whole life just stopped on me. So
I feel you on that one.
So the past year I've gotten a lot of healing. I've been to counseling, and I'm not afraid to go to counseling now. I feel like I could use it today.
Right.
Don't ever feel like it's a bad thing to go get help ever.
No, I mean, I've been in counseling for 6 years, and I look forward to it because it's an opportunity to just emotionally vomit in a safe place. Do you know what I'm saying?
Someone that doesn't know anything, and it's like they can't judge because they don't know. What age were you when you went on the show, Betsy?
I was 20. Let me see, 21. Yeah, I had just turned 21 in February, and we started filming in March or April.
Oh, and so did they just come in did people just come in did you see it on the internet, or they just come around there and be like, hey, you want to get on a show? Can you explain how it's going to happen?
So I don't know if any of you have watched Amish Mafia. It is also.
I did.
Okay.
About it in your private life.
Yeah. So Merlin is from Holmes County, Ohio, and right. I knew Merlin. So I don't remember. We got together one night and it came up, and I was like, that sounds interesting. And that he reached out on Facebook too. So basically,
I'll be right back.
They reach out to people a lot on Facebook, on social media.
Okay.
That's how they got me. Yes, Cooch.
Marie just jumped down for a second. Go ahead.
Oh, I was reading the comment that cast.
You can see them, right? Okay, I'm glad you can see them because some people can't see them. But
They're really tiny, but
so you got it at 21, 22, and then what? So because I know you were on LA. So what did they fly you to LA? Like I don't know if you're allowed. You're like out of the non-disclosure,
yeah.
right? So you can't talk about it. Okay.
Yeah.
So did they like fly you to LA and what? They like put you
Yeah.
up in place or what happened?
So they came to Ohio and we filmed for a few days, and then I'm not sure, was it like 4 or 5 days, and then we went to Indiana and we went to an airport. Half the time I didn't even really know what was up. And we went to the airport. You guys, I've never been to an airport. I felt like the biggest dummy ever. I had no idea.
First airport I'm scared to. Don't worry. I wasn't just
Like, I was like, where am I and what am I doing? Like, am I supposed to go in through this door? What's over here? What's over there? And then I walk in.
full Amish gear.
Do what?
Like in full Amish gear when you went to the airport.
Yeah.
So everybody, of course, was like looking.
Yeah, everybody was like staring at us. So then,
okay.
Devon was there, and that's when I met Devon for the very first time ever. That whole thing was so stressful. You guys have no idea.
Well, tell us. That's what we're here. We need to hear. Tell us.
Vanessa, that's funny. Ask Betsy, how's the neighbor? I don't know. He's probably mad at me because I'm talking, and he's probably trying to sleep to get ready to get in the truck in the morning.
Well, they're loud as hell on you because I know when I was on your live, you were like, "Can you hear that, Lisa?" And I was like, "Damn right, I can hear that shit. They sound like they're coming through." My shit does the same thing. But no, so you went. They flew you to LA, and then what? Like, was it pretty scripted, or did they just say, "Hey, kind of go wild"?
It was
like it was a bunch of 16, 17-year-old kids that were doing Rumspringa. Sorry, but
I forgot how I did the layout before. Hold on, let me see if I can figure it out. Is this better? Yeah, okay.
So they made it seem like it was a bunch of kids on their Rumspringer going out to do that.
No, she was Amish. Yeah. Did you ever see that movie Sex Drive?
No.
Sex Drive. It's a hilarious movie, and that's where I learned the thing. Rumspringa.
So when you went out there, though, so you guys were all like in the 20s, or was it the younger teenage kids being on the Rumspringer?
Iva was, I think, the only one that was not 21.
Oh, so they were older then.
Yeah, we were all over 20.
Like it was a bunch of like 16-year-old kids, you know, maybe where they had to decide either I was gonna go be English or I was gonna go be Amish. That's not the truth then. You guys were already grown enough to
No, we were all 21 except Iva. I think she was 18 or 19. I'm not even sure now. But
so what happened when you got out there? Like, what was your experience like?
Well, first of all, I got off the plane and I'm like, what do I do next? Like, where's my luggage? We get outside after getting the luggage. We finally found it because they left us on our own. Neither one of us knew what the heck an airport was.
Of course.
So we finally found it. And we got outside and they're like, the producers were out there and they were like, get a taxi to go to so-and-so. And I'm like, huh?
Don't know what that is either.
What do you mean a taxi? What the hell, right?
I was like, how do you do that? So Devon, I think Devon went like this out in the traffic or something, and taxi came up and picked us up. It was freaking hilarious.
Wait, did you guys know each other prior, or you guys kind of just met there?
We had just met at the Indiana, I think, or was it Indiana airport? It was a really tiny one.
So then when you guys met and you guys did this show, was it kind of scripted, or you guys just kind of did your thing and they taped it? Like I know, like I don't want you to say anything that you can get. I mean, I think you're off your NDA, but just in case, I don't want to get you in any trouble.
No. So I don't think I can get in trouble anymore. It's been what 7. That's way in the past. So they did give you a little bit of a script. They kind of gave you an idea, and then they would let you act it out.
Oh, okay. So then, when all the publicity kind of came from the show, where you got like, how did okay, this is a better question. When the show ended, I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. So when the show ended, right? Did you keep in touch with any of those people?
Not really. Kind of. I mean, I'm still like friends with Sam. Who is it? Sam, Andrew, Iva, and Matt. But the rest of them, no. But I'm still friends with producers and stuff too.
Are you like
That was the question in the chat.
Oh, sorry. Are you kind of doing like you're kind of doing your own thing, but like then that other I guess they call it a spin-off came off with the Jewish mafia. And I remember I talked to you when you were doing a live. Me and you kind of had a little chit chat. But Levi, you know, he's the king of shit. That's all fake stuff.
Amish mafia is, yes.
Remember when I went to host?
Levi exists.
Later, found the next day in the garage.
Correct.
I'm sorry. Did you say?
I'm sorry. Levi, he exists, obviously,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
he's not running a legit Amish mafia like they had to do the show.
No. But okay, so basically what I got from that show was, you know how the Amish, like, they had their own rules, and I mean, if you go outside those rules, then the Amish church will kind of like shun you and all that. I kind of took Amish mafia as taking it that way, but just to an extreme.
Is it fake, do you think? Are they allowed to even have weapons?
Pretty much crap, almost, right?
Amish are allowed to have weapons.
What do you think he's doing? Like, what? He just makes money, like, pretending? I don't want to get you in any trouble, Betsy, but, like, they had this girl on there that was, like, this one's sister and that one's brother, and then he was, like, an English girl, and, like, this whole storyline. So all that was just what? Like...
It was Levi. Let me think here. Okay, so Esther, John.
Yes, we're gonna talk about her business in a minute, you guys. Don't worry.
Did you get kicked out of that? You missed all that. You have to watch it back. Did you get kicked out of it, the Amish? No, she left. Oh, you left.
Yep.
So then don't worry about it. She don't have no rules anymore.
Adopted. You missed it, cat.
She doesn't have any rules anymore, so you don't gotta say it's okay. She, you know,
no,
she's saved. She's in America now.
Her in any type. Okay, so you left after the show. Now, how long after the show is when you had your children?
Okay, so
you didn't have them, or were you out of wedlock? I mean, you don't have to say I was out of wedlock when I had mine, but
so I had. Let me see. When I was 18, when my ex-husband and I first met, I had a miscarriage. And then, so I was obviously not married then. We had just started dating. We were dating for maybe 3 months when that happened.
Okay.
And then, let me see. I was on the show in 2013, and I had my oldest, Jolena, in 2015, July 2015, and she was a 26-weeker. She weighed 1 pound and 13 ounces.
So she's a miracle baby.
Yes, very.
And is she by an Amish man? Is she by an Amish man or an English? I know you guys the Amish people call everybody English or Amish. Am I correct in saying that? I don't want to use the wrong vernacular.
So Jolena and both my girls are from the same guy. He's
And
ex.
he's an English guy, not an Amish man.
He's ex-Amish. He left the Amish just like I did.
Okay.
Okay.
So, he's ex-Amish, and so yeah, in 2015 I had Jelena very early, prematurely, and then in 2017 I had Emilia at 36 weeks or 34 weeks. So I had two preemie babies. One was a micro preemie, but
They're beautiful.
thank you. I love my kids. Gosh, I don't see them enough because I'm always working.
So
But
who does, like, do they go to a daycare or do they stay with family or?
they go to my ex-husband's mom. She is phenomenal. I don't know how I would have survived the last year without her. She basically, when we were going through the court and the custody battles, she basically had the girls at her house since they were home from the hospital. And she's been the person I should have been. Like, I should have been there, and instead I had to be working, and I was dealing with, court and the divorce and trauma and just so much stuff that his mom just stepped in and basically took over. So,
Well, can I tell you this, Betsy? I went through a divorce with my daughter, and I never thought I would be so depressed. And you really do. You get depressed, and if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your kids,
Yep.
And sometimes, unfortunately, as mothers, if you admit you can't do it, you're criticized. Fathers, it's like, oh, that's just fathers, that's just fathers. No. But when you're a mother and you kind of admit, like, hey, I can't do this right now, you're criticized. So
Yep.
it's very nice that you're able to admit it. I mean, I went through it too, girl. Like, it's very rough, and you love your children, and you love that. So yeah, it's great. But now you have your kid. I know you said, like, I have my kids. Look at this beautiful stuff I have, and now you're starting a business. So
Yeah.
if anybody, I'm gonna ask you about your business, and then I'm gonna let everybody. I know I've asked you 1,000 questions. I'm very sorry. I'm just so interested in your life. Like, I'm like done. But what's your business now, honey?
So my business is going to be, I mean, right now I'm really into like crystals and like the whole, healing and positive energy. Like, it's just going to be it's going to be a lot of stuff, but I have a few things that I've ordered. I'm not making it. Some of the stuff I will be making, I'll be making some one of the, like, those tumblers, like the coffee mugs.
Oh, like these.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
how can we support before you ever go off tonight? Don't forget. Tell us how we can all support you, okay?
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. Do you have a website yet?
I'm still working on that. A website for me is tricky. I mean, I'm horrible at designing stuff.
Me too, girl.
I'm horrible at designing stuff and learning how to, like, take pictures and post things to make it look professional. I don't know.
That's why you gotta get a good partner. Like, I got Marie. Marie does all the pretty stuff. And I'm just like, I'm the loudmouth asshole
You're the tech department.
but that's okay.
Haley's our entertainment. She's the tech.
So yeah, I'm gonna be doing those, and I will be making earrings. I will be doing vinyl decals, however you say that. Anything
on my new car, I'm gonna be putting Family Ties on the side so I can see.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, so like, anything you can make with a Cricut, get a hold of me. I can guarantee you I can make it.
Well, Betsy, honey, like we don't. I mean, I know we're not like 5,000 subs or whatever, but like we have an awesome group here, and everybody supports everybody. So definitely let us know so we can advertise it for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm really excited, but I have decided to keep my job for right now because you guys, I just got, as for those of you who haven't been in here, today my SUV broke down and I have to take it to the scrap yard. It is complete junk.
Do they
And
give you 250 for it or 500? They give us 250 in Delaware.
I don't know. I hope it's 500 because I need 500 bucks.
I'm gonna tell you this because I did it. Call around, tell them you have as long as you have the title, you're golden.
I have the title. It's paid. So, but anyway, I had a meltdown, complete meltdown today, and I got up off my butt, and instead of sitting there and crying and feeling sorry for myself, I went down to the dealership, and I went and bought myself a new vehicle, y'all. I'm so excited.
Oh, that's awesome.
We all have meltdowns once in a while. That's why we call each other. I call Marie's like my sister. Kat's my. Listen, if I have a meltdown, I'm like, I'm having a meltdown. Like, I feel stupid, but they make me feel better because they're my sister.
Okay. It's okay to have a meltdown, but always get back up and get going again. You can't
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And, you got, look at you. You earned a whole nother fam. Anybody got questions in the chat? Put them up real quick, you guys.
Hold on. Clarity. Yes, I agree.
Betsy, is there anything you wanna let everybody know? Like, where are you going? Where like I mean anything that you want to let everybody know about you. What's the one thing that no one know? I always ask this question.
So are you single?
No one knows about you that you want them
Yes,
to know.
you are. And where do you live?
Ohio.
Ohio.
Stop it! Oh Lord.
All right. That's cool. That's cool. It's not far from me.
What's the one thing, Betsy, that nobody knows about you? Maybe it's not a secret, but what's something that no one knows about you that you would want people to know about you? Like something that no one would think about you.
Most people I can come across as very bullheaded and stubborn and selfish sometimes.
Really?
But I'm the biggest I've got the biggest heart. I would help anybody.
I don't believe you.
Fuck off for that.
And I've never seen you act bullheaded for anything. I'm shocked that you said that. I've never heard you act like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in my life right now that just like today. Today was I have this guy that I've been talking to for a little over 3 months. He's been trying to help me with good advice with whatever I need help with. Well, today when I went to the dealership, I told him I was going. I just did this spur of the moment, didn't think about it, just went. So I get down there and I send him a picture of the car and he goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm buying a car." And he goes, "No, that's not how you buy a car." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "You tell them what you would give for it and then you leave." And I'm like, "I'm doing it my way. You can say what you want, but I'm doing it my way." He's like, "You're stubborn. You're such a bully." And I'm like,
"Oh, well, welcome to the club."
But you've learned your way, and that's okay. And everybody has their own way.
Okay, so
ain't nothing bad.
We got questions in the chat. Do you know how to pluck a chicken?
Absolutely.
Okay. What is your astrological sign?
Have you ever deheaded a chicken? Can I ask
you?
What was that?
Aquarius.
Aquarius? Okay.
No, I wanted to know, have you cut the head off a chicken before?
If I have, yeah, I have plenty of them. That was one of my favorite things to do with my mom and dad was butcher chickens.
Yeah, I get it. I was
Holly said, You are sweet, but you are stubborn. Yep.
I am too.
Holly
Yeah.
knows I'm stubborn. I don't listen to Holly. Holly, I'm sorry that I talked to him today, but we'll talk about that later.
Imagine you made worked for a company for 6 years, and in Delaware, they got the milk from the Amish country for 6 years. And my brother actually still works there. They both
Hey,
still
there's Amish people in Michigan too. They actually built my cabins on my land.
Nice.
They're fucking sturdy as shit.
No,
They're
like in
sturdy.
Lancaster, there's an Amish tourist center, Cat. Like seriously, they do like an Amish. I'm sure Betsy knows, but
50 acres. It's only 40 minutes away from me, and the Amish built it, and it's legit.
Like, okay, so there's this place here in Holmes County, Ohio, where I live. What is it called? Most people that come to Amish country go there. It's right beside Grace Mennonite or Grace Church in Berlin. It's like it's like a I wish I could remember what it's called. Maybe somebody
that's how I feel you.
Well, maybe someone in the chat will know, but we'll hit some questions on the way. We have Amish country here in
I got one more question for you.
In Michigan, Emily City. There's Amish country
I
around
got
there.
one more question for you, Betsy. Do you regret doing the show at all? And do you regret leaving? Like, okay, no, not regret. Okay, do you regret doing the show? And do you talk to your Amish family still at all?
There's things about being on the show that I do regret. Yeah.
Well,
The way they handled things, yes. But the whole experience, I do not regret it at all. I got to go to California. I lived there for almost 6 weeks. I had the best time of my life. Like the food, going out to the bars and the clubs, and
that was the first time with any experience like that, like an English experience.
That was my first time going to like clubs and bars because I didn't really drink. Yeah, it was very.
I wondered if it was fake. That's why I'm asking. But
you said you didn't really. So do you really now?
Really know what?
Drink?
Oh, honestly, right now I'm not drinking. I quit for a month, and then I had alcohol January 1st. Y'all probably see me on Instagram being a dumb fool.
If you have a drink, it doesn't make you bad. When somebody's having, but
you're an adult.
8 a.m. in the morning till 9 p.m. at night, yeah, that's kind of a problem. But if you're just having a beer or a glass of wine, it's
Lisa, let me ask a few questions from the chat. What was your favorite homemade dish from childhood?
Probably tuna soup.
Tuna soup? Really?
Yeah. Basically what it is you put in a pan or whatever, pot, pan, whatever, and you brown it, and then you put a whole can of tuna in it, and you put black pepper and salt in it, and then you take milk and you heat it up just until there's like that thin line or thin skin on the top.
We call it chowder.
Yeah, so then you take it off and you eat it. It's so freaking good.
I have to try it. I love tuna. Absolutely. So where did you grow up? Someone's asking again where you went up. I don't
Delaware. She grew up Delaware.
And then also I grew up in Dover, Delaware for 15 years, and then we moved to Oblong, Illinois.
Okay.
Illinois. I get so excited. Nobody ever knows where Delaware is, Betsy. Like when you tell people, they be like, "Where's Delaware?" Do they say that to you? Because I get it all the time. They're like, "What state is that in?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? What state is that in?"
Most Amish people here in Ohio, they're like, "Wait, there's a state, Dover, Delaware, and there's Amish there, huh?"
Right.
Well, I used to drive right through Lancaster and get the. Okay.
All right. What's the number one thing you look forward to teaching your children?
What's the number one thing you look forward to teaching your children? To be good human beings. Literally, just be loving and I don't know. I just want them to be like me because I know I'm a good person and I want to teach them how I am. Just yeah.
Okay. Are there any other questions for Betty? I don't want to tie her up too long. She gets up real early for work.
Can you tell me the recipe for the pies that you make?
The pies I make?
I know you can't say it now, like it's probably a lot, but I know you guys. I used to stop all the time on my way to work, and I used to always get cherry, blueberry, or peach pie.
Cherry's my favorite.
It's awesome.
So also I am working on a cookbook. So here, I don't know when you guys, I'm not rushing it. I got a lot of stuff going on, but I am working on.
One last question, we'll let you go. How about that? What was your favorite piece of modern technology, except for your car?
Casino.
My what?
Have you ever been to a casino?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the most money.
Okay,
So
I got one more too. Do you still talk to your family?
yeah.
You do?
Well, it's kind of stressed right now, but I mean I still do. It's not what it used to be.
I just wondered if
you're allowed to.
That
Yeah.
that guy that I can't remember his name, but his mom was on the show, right? I'm
Oh,
sure
are you talking about Andrew? Andrew and Mama Mary?
Yep.
I think so. And then like the mom was like, you know, they're like kind of. So do you think that's over? What is that about? Can you explain? I mean, maybe you know, like the inside, scoop. I don't know, but
You mean about
me.
you mean about Mama Mary and Andrew?
Yeah, like she's like all about being on the show. She's clearly, involved in the English lifestyle.
She has actually she has like went in front of the church and made things right. And she is actually Amish right now. She decided to go back and be with her husband, and she's selling Tupperware. So anybody hit up Mama Mary. I think pretty sure she has a Facebook for her business, but somebody else runs it if I know
I
right.
remember that was a big deal because she was like on and off the show.
Okay, Mina asked a question before Lisa did. What was your favorite piece of modern technology except for your car?
I don't know. I don't do TV, so it's not that.
Right, Cooch?
I have no idea, honestly. Like, I'm so not like. I mean, I obviously need my phone for work, and for this type of stuff, but I'm not. I don't need. I could live without my phone. I'll fling this thing in the damn ditch and just keep going one of these days.
Well, I told you, Betsy, that when I did mortgages, I did a mortgage for a Mennonite guy, and he came to my office in a horse and buggy. Me and Betsy actually spoke about this, and because I was asking what was the difference between Mennonite and Amish, and I guess they have, Mennonite are allowed to use certain. They're allowed to use certain, I guess, privileges. Is that the word, Betsy? I don't.
Basically, Mennonites, horse and buggy Mennonites, I'm not so sure about, but I think they can have radios and they can have like electric.
Okay.
Where we could not have electric and we could not, have radios or whatever goes with electric. Put it that way.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Betsy. We won't hold you up. We know you get up early for work and you hustle. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story.
I appreciate you, girlfriend.
Anytime you need some promotion, let us know. We'll put it on our pages and we will absolutely help you out any way we can.
Okay.
And please, when you get your business up and going, if you have like a flyer or something, please send it to Marie and I, and we will.
I have my Instagram up, so
okay.
I'm a Joe and Co. So.
All right. Well, we will definitely support you. And you have a great night.
You too.
Thanks again. Bye.
Love you. Cat, get the fuck off your phone.
Oh, shut up. Oh, you can see that?
I see you, bitch. I see you.
Yes, Dark.
I'm
Yes.
doing shit. I couldn't talk the whole time, so I'm doing shit.
Hey, Mina. Thank you.
That was
Well-
awesome. Like, like I would drive through Amish country every day, so I would see a lot of the girls there. So like a lot of that was like
Wait till you come to my
really
cabin.
familiar to me.
Yeah, wait till you come to my cabins. The Amish people, they live right by my cabins.
Oh,
They built my cabins.
what are you talking about, cabins? I've been to your house.
My cabins on my 15 acres.
I don't know why you don't act like you don't know I'm moving in like 2 months.
No, my 15 acres. I told you it's 40 minutes away from my house.
And I told you, as soon as you give my husband a job, I'm moving in. You said like 2 weeks. Like, bitch,
me-
hey,
you
I'm
told me-
there. Don't play with
Tell
me.
me I got it taken care of. I got it taken care of.
Freaking surprise Saturday night. Kat, you're gonna
No, we
cry
can't
tonight.
wait. Thank you so much, Sunny Bun. So on that note, I'm going to wrap it. So thank you so much for coming.
Subscribe on your way out.
Yeah,
Refer
I'm gonna
a
talk to
friend.
everybody. I'm sad. I'm gonna talk to everybody.
Oh, well, then do a live.
What are you tired? Kat!
Yes. I have to work tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes, tomorrow night I will be on Ghost Hunters Joe's channel as a
Yeah,
special guest.
He's a good guy. Yes. Go make sure.
Yes.
You want Ghost Hunter and Marie.
Love you, John.
Hold on real quick. Kat,
What?
get off the phone and look at me.
What?
We were trying to do a game the other night. Mert was there. Yes, a lot of people were there. And they were asking for you because I told them Marie had a migraine and we were practicing so we could do a game. So if I do a live, I need you. I'm going to do a live then. Are you going to come up with me? We're going to practice.
When?
Miss Marie got to go to work.
Sorry, I have to have a job.
She's old.
Guess what?
Really, really old, guys.
Unemployment's giving us the extra $300 a week. So what the
I
fuck?
still need my fucking second stimulus, assholes.
Right. All right,
Did you get
y'all.
yours?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's good for you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thanks for coming.
Love, 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 love.
Go to sleep. I'm gonna steal
night.
Cat if I can. Love y'all.